like I read somewhere recently that like the top 0.1% of Twitch streamers actually do it for a living only.
1%.
It's 0.1%.
Holy shit.
So everyone else is they're doing it thinking because it's no different. It's just like saying you're gonna be an athlete or be a musician.
Sure.
It's like it's so hard to get the audience to make enough money where that's all you do.
Damn.
And a lot of them want to do it, you know. And it's the number's probably bigger for YouTube, but
still.
yeah.
Are you on that shit? Do you do that Twitch and all that?
I'm about to start.
I'm so unfamiliar with it.
I game enough.
What do you play?
I play like shooters, you know.
First person games.
Yeah, I play RPGs.
Right, like what's the most popular one that I can't even think of? Not Call of Duty. Yeah,
Call of Duty is probably one of the most popular games, or Apex Legends.
You love all that shit?
No, I don't love it.
Well, no, what do you go? What's your go-to then?
I play Overwatch.
Dude, I told Bobby I used to jerk off to some of that porn. They do Overwatch porn.
I know they do anything porn.
But it popped up on my feed. I was like animated porn, and I was like, I don't know.
The Simpsons porn.
I want to look at it. Yeah, no, the Simpsons porn I can't fuck with.
No, why? What's the difference?
Childhood connection. Overwatch has nothing for me. It's just it looks like sexy animated figures.
Yeah.
It was hot. I kind of liked it. I was like, oh, this is kind of dope.
Yeah, the fake shit's cool.
Yeah, because it's kind of nice knowing that nothing is real, that no one can get hurt, no one's getting emotionally abused. There is no like that alien getting fucked by 5 tentacles doesn't have daddy issues.
Right. There's someone doing the voiceover.
Right. Well, they do.
Yeah, but it's probably like one dude doing it all.
Yeah.
All the voices.
Yeah. As one dude who has a high pitched enough voice, he'd be like, yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Right. That is true. There probably is one dude doing all the voices for that shit.
Reinhardt and Tracer. Yeah.
The Overwatch is the game for you then.
It is because the games I play the most aren't necessarily the games I like the most, but they're the games where I can relax. You know, like
yeah.
It's competition, but it doesn't. I don't get emotionally tilted one way or the other. I don't get tilted with Overwatch.
Do you play with other people or you play solo?
No, you got to play with other people.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
You can't do any of that stuff alone.
You can.
Because I loved when I used to game years ago, and I don't anytime soon, anytime now. But I like the solo shit.
No, me too. That's why
I would get high and just disappear.
I play the RPG joints.
And that's by yourself.
That's by yourself, yeah. Well, you can be a wizard or a barbarian or something. And, and I like. There's a. I forget what they call it, but there's a power fantasy mixed with a progression system that like it's a psychological thing. In fact, look, I just did a thing for Netflix as a joke radio. Me and Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
And well, he wasn't around for this, but after I got finished playing with him, I talked to one of the top like Twitch voices, and she's like a G4 host, which is a gaming channel.
Yeah.
And I talked to 2 doctors of gaming, 2 professors of game where they study.
They're doctorate in gaming.
No.
I was like,
one was a professor of psychology, but he wrote 2 books on the psychology of gamers.
Wow.
And the other one was a professor of informatics. I don't know exactly what the fuck that means, but
I imagine it's how we receive and share data.
But her whole family games. Her husband, her kids.
Oh, it's a family affair.
It's a family affair, and we got into we just got into like what addicts you, what how workplaces should be set up, kind of like gaming. Because like Call of Duty, the reason it's so popular is because you log onto the game, you get experience. You play one game, you unlock some shit, and it's not a big thing.
Right.
Okay, then you play one more game. It's like, oh, you did good. You unlocked 2 things, and there's thousands of things. Right. So you're constantly being rewarded for your work, even in the slightest way. Even if it's just like, oh, you get a red glove instead of a black glove, or
you're like, fuck yes, I need.
Yeah. And it's to the point where like people will spend money on costume items and stuff like that.
Bobby.
And they give you just enough drip of like reward, the dopamine fix, and so you can't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get hooked?
I love it. I don't not Call of Duty necessarily, but like Diablo.
Yeah.
I get down. I get into it.
You feel addicted to it a little bit. Like if you don't play after.
Oh nah.
Not like that.
But that's not true. There are some games that can suck you in where like you find like I find myself thinking about them when I'm not around.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
I never had that attachment to it. I mean, I love like look, there's Super Nintendos right there. We have 64 downstairs.
Why is it that color?
Because that's old and sun-beaten. It sat in the
Okay.
sun somewhere. Yeah.
But you do know, like it's almost like have you ever been like missing the game, like a sports game, like your team playing, and
No.
you're like, dude, I gotta fucking watch the game.
I mean, maybe in my maybe college years, but like
Oh.
I got older and I just didn't give a fuck anymore about it. I just was like, I'll watch it if I get, like, today's Sunday.
But
If I don't see stuff, I don't see stuff.
What about stage time?
Yeah, oh my
You
God.
go too long without some stage time, and
Yeah.
you're like, I gotta fucking
Yeah, I
go.
itch. Yeah, no, that is totally different.
But it's not. The only difference is that our generation, there's shame involved because gaming wasn't profitable.
Mhm.
Now you can be a millionaire.
Multi-million. I mean, some of those guys are making so much fucking money. What's the number one dude? What's his name? The guy that I know. Ninja, right. And he's, what is that, 50 million, 100 million?
Yeah, he's rich. Yeah.
Like rich.
Yeah,
And that's all from gaming.
Here's the thing too. He's not. I don't even think he's a pro.
What do you mean? Like, have to, how do you register to be a professional?
Like the top Twitch people, a lot of them like used to be pros, but you know, like you got to retire from that shit when you like 17.
Yeah, you get in at 12. Is that what it is?
Yeah, because I read that
5 years in the league and you're out.
That like it's something elasticity, but it's like the speed at which electrical signals go through your nerves. You just lose them.
The Twitch function leaves, right?
Yeah. And so, you know, the top guys, you know, they turn 15 or 16 and they start losing it, but they still know enough about the game. It's almost like an old linebacker that's like, I'm smart enough to make up for the fact that I'm not fast anymore.
Right.
But then that only lasts a couple of years where it's like, yo, these new dudes are smoking you. You need to move.
That's wild.
But they can still get on Twitch and they're better than us.
Of course.
It's just like how you saw who the fuck was it? Who was the old white point guard for the Steve Nash? Like you could go on YouTube and like Steve Nash in a suit. Now Steve Nash retired because of injuries.
Yeah.
But he's on a court in a suit 15 years
Shitting
later
on
smoking these kids.
Shitting on.
Yeah, or you see some G League or some NBA player that's like not even good enough to be in the G League.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys that ball every day at the rec center think they can fuck with him, and he's out there playing with them.
Yeah,
it's like there's levels to the shit.
I mean, truly, and only to see that in person can you believe it. Because when people talk shit, you know, Brian Scalabrine, he did a thing online because people were like, "Fucking Scalabrine, I'll shit on that dude, the Red Mamba."
Yeah, that guy.
And he fucking lit that dude up. It was embarrassing. Yeah. He's like, "You think you're gonna score 1 point? Maybe." He was talking shit and everything, and it was so soft, so smooth. I mean, everything. When you see it, only when you get to see it. When somebody does that, do you get to appreciate it? Baron Davis used to have a league that he'd play. Why can't I think of the name? On the West Side. But I went to the gym a few times and watched those guys play. It's insane. I mean, it feels like an NBA game. You're like, this is just like what an NBA game looks like. That's how talented these dudes were. But they were nowhere near being in the league.
Well, that's what Red Mama said to that guy. He was like, "You are as far away from me as I am from LeBron."
Right.
I was like, man, that's some cold shit to say to a motherfucker after you beat him. But it's like, yeah, come to reality. Because I remember being in the back of the comedy store one time. You know, everybody's smoking shit.
Yeah.
And I was watching the Overwatch championships on
your phone,
YouTube, and people started giving me shit because, you know, comics get invested in like trying to act cool and shit. Like, what are you doing watching video games? Like, yo, this is the championship.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, yo, because they really think that because they also have an Xbox that like they aren't that far. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. This fucking 13-year-old Korean kid will smoke your whole family by himself
at once. He'll switch.
Bro, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Some of these dudes get on here and because Overwatch is 6v6. But some of these dudes will get on there and they'll play 1 versus 6 scrubs and it's like it's nothing.
That's fucking wild to me.
Yeah, imagine that. 6 people, like 1 on 6 in anything. You know, like it's like if 6 dudes jumped on Tyson Fury, you would fuck him up.
For sure.
You know, and obviously video games is chill. Right, I'm just right. I haven't thought about the perfect analogy, but 6
on 1 in anything. That's a good statement, though. 6 on 1 in anything is almost impossible to beat.
Because I used to be good. I used to be that good at Madden. You know what I mean?
You were like that.
Yeah, and I remember, going with my homie to. I didn't realize we were like hanging out with the dope boys or whatever, you know. And we're at the house and they playing Madden. They're like, "You want to get on the sticks?" I'm like, "I don't know." They're like, "Go on." They were talking shit, and they didn't realize like I was good. Like I played like thousands of games online.
Right. They thought you were just some dude that sometimes plays.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, you know what I'm saying, my footwork in the pocket, and I'm sitting there smoking it with the. And this I always use the Redskins. And
You always play the Skins?
I always play with the Skins.
Damn, you're loyal.
And
To a fault, by the way.
I was like, well, I would just learn how to play with them, and I was smoking these cats, and it was to the point where like I realized like you can't just do that, you know what I mean, in somebody else's house.
Right. No.
It
creates a conflict.
exactly.
Nobody wants to get high with you
Yes,
now.
I had to take my foot off the gas a little bit.
You're like, anybody want to smoke? And they're like, not with your fucking ass. Go sit outside.
Well, I just know I wasn't invited to the next get together.
Yeah,
You know?
that's it. Yeah, you can't beat them at their own game right away.
No.
You have to ease into it. But that's miserable. You don't want to lose.
But I love that though. I love to make a motherfucker go, because this is the first thing motherfuckers always do. They always go, well, if I had all day to sit in the house and practice, I'm like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, bitch.
Don't talk shit to the dude that sits in the house all day and practice.
You're not that guy, though. I don't think you spend all day.
No, not anymore.
But at one point,
oh
you did.
yeah, but I used to be real serious about it.
When you said at the beginning, when you said you've always had roommates, are you now no longer? Are you moving out? Now that you're making money, are you gone?
After this, I'm not gone yet.